Runneeti, brought to you by Bad 7 and CricTracker. Well, this 2020 World Cup has had plenty of cliffhangers, and add another one to that as the clash between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh went down to the wire. And then there was a no ball drama as well. So much action in this game. Bangladesh batting first posted 150 for 7, and their batsman this time around stepped up. Shanto, they're scoring 71 of 55, and a wonderful partnership between him and Shakib Hassan for the third wicket, yielding 54 runs, 23 being the contribution of Shakib Hassan. And then in reply, Zimbabwe losing plenty of wickets up front, but there was a partnership for the sixth wicket that yielded 63 and made the match very exciting. Sean Williams featuring in it, scoring 64. But after his wicket, Zimbabwe couldn't register another upset, quote unquote upset, if we are allowed to call it. Eventually, Bangladesh sealing it by 3 runs. To take the reactions of our experts who are already very excited having witnessed this clash, Stuart Law, and we have got Cobus Olive as well. But Stuart, because you are in Bangladesh, what is the
Yeah,
reaction there?
I was sitting in the academy lunchroom with quite a few of the Bangladesh A team and coaches, etc., under 19 players, and they were biting nails. That's for sure. The last 3 overs, they were dissecting what was going on, who should be bowling when, and it was real on the edge of your seat stuff. And the game produced another, as you said, an absolute cliffhanger, but. There is joy in Bangladesh after the victory today, which looked like they were coasting and cruising to a victory. Zimbabwe nearly took it back off them, but then joy Bangla at the end. So a great victory for the Bangladeshi boys.
And skipper Shakib played a big role in snatching it once again away from Zimbabwe. How good was that direct throw?
Well, he is big players, produce at the best times, and that was a big moment to run out the in batsman. Um, uh, at that time, the direct hit off balance, unbelievable, skill and poise to do it, and there was a massive wicket for Bangladesh at the time. It just broke that momentum of their batting.
Hovis, and just when we thought it was over, it wasn't over because there was a no wall awaiting.
Well, I'm beginning to think that's sort of the normal for this World Cup up to now. It's just been absolute one ripper after another. It's really been a roller coaster of a World Cup so far. And yes, I mean, that we all sort of started looking at the team sheets. I don't know about Stuart, but I was looking at the team sheets of the Dutch team, and all of a sudden I heard, no, it's not over. It was a no ball. We've got to go back. So exciting times. And, I feel sorry for Zimbabwe in a way. I mean, great win for Bangladesh, but so close and yet so far.
Just 3 runs. In between, the player of the match is being declared, and it's Tuskin Ahmed. Hovis, how good has he been? In the previous game, was a bit expensive, but there to return with wickets, and today as well, 3 wickets to his name.
Yeah, I think they say. I know it's a short time, but form is temporary and class is permanent. He's obviously a class player, highly experienced, and it was a matter of time. And probably, unfortunately for Zimbabwe, today was his time. A very good bowling performance by him.
Mm. In fact, even in his last over that was bowled in the death, he gave away just 6 runs. How crucial were those runs, considering eventually the difference between the two teams was just of 3 runs. Stuart.
Yeah, look, Tuskin's been a revelation for Bangladesh in recent times. He when he came into the team, he had his injury woes, and he probably wasn't fit enough, wasn't strong enough. But he's gone away, and he's worked incredibly hard on his fitness and his strength, and it's just starting to really reap the rewards. Yeah, he was expensive in the last game, but in 2020 cricket, you'd expect that. You're not going to go through and play game after game with incredibly good performances. But he keeps doing what he does. And the Brisbane wicket at the Gabba, it really suits the way he bowls. He runs in and bowls a real hard length, a good pace, a little bit of movement, which is enough to get the outside edge. And, Tuskin, hats off. He thoroughly deserves his man of the match performance to break open that Zimbabwe top order. And to restrict, only go for 19 in 4 overs in this game is a great effort.
Before we move on to the next game, I mean, I want to continue talking about this one. So exciting this game was. But quickly, your thought, Kobus, on that partnership between Shakib Al Hasan and, of course, considering the early setback that the team had after that, that third wicket partnership, how important that was. Shanto
I
and
think
Shakib.
yes, yes. I think in this World Cup, especially Stuart would know better than me, but in Australian conditions on these wickets, you could very easily lose on the bouncy harder wickets in Australia. You could lose wickets up front against a new ball in the power play, and it puts the pressure on the number 3, 4, and 5 in your middle order. And these guys today definitely step up to the plate and. If you look back, it was a match winning partnership. It set Bangladesh on course to post a good total. So in the context of the game, very very good partnership and probably match winning, as I said.
Indeed, and got to feel for Sean Williams, who stepped up for Zimbabwe but couldn't take his team to cross the line. But now we'd shift our attention to the next game because that goes not too far away. It's to be played between Pakistan and the Netherlands. Now, the only two teams in this World Cup who are yet to open their account in the points table. Pakistan, a name probably that you didn't expect to see there, Stuart.
No, definitely not. Pre-tournament, one of the pre-tournament favourites, Pakistan. They had that real tight clash with India. Heartbreaking loss that was for them. And then their close run by, Zimbabwe the other night as well. So they've had two losses, which probably dented the confidence. But I've read reports that they're all in pretty good place mentally. They all can't wait to get out and play in Perth against the Dutch team. And look, I think we'll see a different, reinvigorated Pakistan team. They've got nothing to lose now, so to go out and play their best cricket, it's must win. It's do or die in this game. I think we'll see Pakistan's best tonight.
Now, there's this conversation that has been doing rounds for quite some time. That is Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan as openers. Has that been counterproductive to Pakistan's chances? Now, there are two aspects, of course. First aspect, I'd request Phobos to take up.
I think tonight's going to be their night. I've got a feeling they both of them haven't scored runs so far, and but they too. I mean, these two guys are top performance, and I think especially on this Perth wicket, it's got bounce in it. The ball's going to come onto the bat. It suits their type of play, and I mean, you can never say in cricket they could get a first baller, but I expect them to get Pakistan off to a flyer tonight. With on that wicket and with that Dutch pace attack, the ball's going to come at them, and it suits both of them. Enjoy that kind of wicket. They're going to play their shots, and I think tonight it's going to be a hard task for the Dutch bowlers to contain these two.
And it's been a strange situation because up until recently, we were discussing how their partnerships going on for long was an issue for Pakistan because the middle order wouldn't get enough time to spend on the crease. But in the two games at the World Cup, both the openers have fallen inside the power play overs. Mohammad Rizwan for 4 and 14, Babar Azam, cumulative contribution being 4 across the two games. So scenario is looking slightly different now, Stuart.
Yeah, it is, and you can't expect your top two players to score the runs all the time, but you'd expect a little bit more from the middle order. The middle order's been, probably not quite where they want to be. Shan Masood at number 3 has come in and held the innings together with the loss of the two, Azam and Riz at the top. So look, with the likes of Iftikhar Ahmed, I like Asif Ali. He didn't play in the last game. But players in that scenario, that position, Shadab Khan hasn't really done enough. He's thrown his wicket away too easy, and he's a dangerous hitter at the end of an innings. So those guys need to step up. They need to put their hand up and say, I want to do this for the team today. And if they do that, Pakistan, doesn't matter if Rizwan, is out, doesn't matter if Babar Azam gets out early. It's going to be okay if those guys in the middle order stick their hand up to score those runs. I think Pakistan, if they bat first, they need 160 on the board with their bowling attack. So it's not asking a great deal, but that middle order, they put down probably another 5% effort results. It'll be good for Pakistan.
Let's see who formed that middle order of Pakistan. Remind you, Netherlands won the toss and decided to bat first. And here's how the playing 11 of both the teams look like. For Pakistan, it's Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam at the top. Shan Masood and number three, Fakr Zaman, Iftikhar Ahmad, Shadab Khan, Mohammad Nawaz, Mohammad Wasim, Shaheen Afridi, Haris Rauf, and Naseem Shah. For the Netherlands, it's Stephen Max Odoud. Of course, a lot of expectations on him. Max Odoud, considering how he's performed so far in this World Cup, bats they lead. Colin Tom Hooper, skipper Scott Edwards, Jermov, Tim Pringle, Fred Klassen, Brandon Glover, and Van Mirkiren. So, of course, a lot of expectations of the middle order for Pakistan because Pakistan middle order has not really stepped up consistently. We can't say that they've not performed because remember the Asia Cup Cobras where it was the middle order batsmen who saw the team through on a number of occasions.
Yeah, definitely. I think Stuart said quite a bit about that Pakistani middle order now, and I think it's very much you're going to have to look at the Dutch team now as well.
Right?
They're batting first. I was quite surprised that they decided to bat first. I would expect them at Perth with their bowling attack to bowl first, try and restrict Pakistan to 140, 150, and back themselves to chase that down. And a very interesting Dutch team tonight. They've made quite a few changes. I see three changes from their last match. Stefan Meiberg, Afrikaans pronunciation or Dutch, comes in. Very highly experienced player, good striker of the ball. He's come in, and also Roelof van der Merwe, another uh, player that played a lot of his cricket in South Africa. He's played a lot of franchise cricket all over the world. Very experienced. He's back. He was struggling with injury. He's back today. And then you've got Brandon Glover that came in for Logan van Beek. And very interesting selections. I think you've got the experienced coaching staff there of Dan Christian and Gary Kirsten who's on board. They obviously know Australian conditions. Gary played a lot of cricket there as well. So I think very, very much horses for courses tonight for this Dutch team. And it's going to be interesting to see how how the changes affect the team's performance tonight.
Obviously, mentioned experienced coaching staff. In fact, even when they were playing under 15, they got an experienced coach around. If I'm not mistaken, the coach spells his name as Kobus. When they were playing under 15, they had an experienced coach back.
Uh, yes, yeah. I spent quite a few years there in Holland. I wouldn't take any credit for their performances now. The game has changed a lot in Holland. When I coached there, it was a very, very amateur setup. I'm going, and now it's full on professionals. I wouldn't put myself in the same league as Ryan Cook, Gary Kirsten, and Dan Christian. Definitely not. But yes, I mean they've got a really good coaching staff now, a lot of experience, and I think the guys will be in the right space with this kind of experience around them, knowledge of Australian conditions. So very good for Holland.
But let's put it this way: you probably laid the foundation, and we not let your modesty negate that as well. With that, we move on to these. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
I'm just a bit careful because you never know in T20 cricket if they get rolled out for 100 tonight. At least I don't want to be blamed for that. So I'm taking a neutral position, sitting on the fence,
Playing it safe, but that's not something that
playing it.
happens on social media. That's why, with that playing with straight bat action of yours, we move on to social tracker. All right, then. The buzz around this match, there's enough to be seen because, of course, Pakistan are yet to open their account, like we earlier mentioned. Everyone is saying that India must win the match against South Africa, but I'm afraid that Pakistan will lose to Netherlands. So, of course, while weighing Pakistan's chances, most Pakistan fans now want India to see all their matches, to win all their matches, but there's a fear as well about them losing to the Netherlands. And of course, we will win all the matches, inshallah. Hassan Ali and road to the semi-finals. Now, this is what it reads, what all has to be done. It's pretty complicated at the moment, of course, because Pakistan lost the first two games. And then moving on, of course, there's a lot of buzz around this match. what you see and what I see. So, of course, what they see is Pakistan fans over here commenting that they, of course, see Pakistan's fixture and not really the other games that the other members in the group would play. And that's what being a fan is about, right? Fanatically supporting your team. But Pakistan's chances here are pretty tricky, Stuart. But the fact that they lost both the games in the final over means that their net run rate hasn't really taken a beating.
Yeah, no, that's right. So they've actually made the game last long, which doesn't affect your run rate, as you say. I think too the injection of Fakar Zaman, who's come back, he hasn't played for a while. I think he's one of the best strikers of a ball, one of the best recent players I've seen play for Pakistan. So to see him back in at number 4 just may give that middle order a bit of a boost. His experience. He plays the short ball well, which in Perth the ball bounces above waist high quite a lot. So fingers crossed. Now that I put the mocker on him, fingers crossed that he goes out and scores enough runs for the Pakistan fans to be cheering by the end of the game. So, it is the experience at this time. Tough game, must-win game. Your experienced players need to stand up.
And for the Pakistan fans to be cheering at the start of the game, Shaheen Shah Afridi needs to step up. The pace has dropped a bit. He's been looking a bit edgy. Your analysis, Cobus, of the scenario.
Yes, I think tonight the scene is set for him. He's got a Perth fast and bouncy wicket. Apparently, it's quite overcast, so he's going to move the ball around. He's going to get bounce. He's going to get swing, and I think the power play tonight for the Dutch batsman to see him off, it's going to be a real challenge. They've got the experience of Stefan Meiberg there and Max O'Dowd, but it's not going to be easy. He's going to come in hard tonight. He's got the conditions in his favour. So I think tonight he's definitely going to be a handful for the Dutch top order, especially during the power play.
इंटरेस्टिंग ऑब्जर्वेशन देन हम यही उम्मीद करेंगे कि एक दिलचस्प कॉन्टेस्ट देखने को मिले बल्ले और गेंद के बीच में और एक दिलचस्प कॉन्टेस्ट हम चला रहे हैं क्रिक ट्रैकर पे भी आइए उस पर नजर डालते हैं पहला स्टेप ये है कि आपको प्रिडिक्ट करना है बाबर आजम का एग्जैक्ट स्कोर इस मुकाबले में नेदरलैंड्स के खिलाफ इस मुकाबले में और दूसरा स्टेप ये है कि आपको हैश टैग बैट ब्रिक 7 का इस्तेमाल करना है वक्त बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है केवल 4 मिनट आपके पास बचे हैं और अगर आप सही स्कोर प्रिडिक्ट करते हैं तो आपके पास मौका है एक्साइटिंग हैम्पर्स जीतने का लेट्स ऑल्सो रोप इन आवर एक्सपर्ट्स हियर एंड ट्राई एंड discern what they are thinking, how much Babar Azam will contribute in this game. Kind of help our viewers. Stuart, starting with you, how much do you think Babar Azam will contribute in this game?
I've been pretty close recently. I've been the closest out of us who've been on the panel. So hopefully I'm wrong tonight, but I'm going to say 29.
All right, 29, very confidently. The digit coming out. Cobus, in your case?
I'm going to go, I've had this figure 54 in my head. I didn't know which batsman, but I'm going to tag him and put the 54 behind his name tonight.
Maybe Shan Masood. Was that what you were thinking? And Babar Azam got those runs. Considering the form meter. All right, then that really sets it up really nicely because the match is not too far away. But there's another thing that is of interest, of course, from Dutch point of view. They have been giving away a lot of runs in the slog overs. That's something that they want to improve, considering the quality that Pakistan actually boasts of. Stuart.
Yeah, and that comes down to experience as well. Experience at this level, you need that to bowl at the death. You need that confidence to be able to know you can do it. Harris Ralph does it for Pakistan and does it fantastic. So Netherlands, they need to dig deep. They need to find someone who's willing to do it for a start. That's the first rule of bowling at the death. You want someone who wants to do it and then have the confidence to execute. But execution under pressure is a lot tougher if you haven't got that experience. But Pakistan have been brilliant at it and they've done it for a while. Harris Ralph has been outstanding.
Indeed, and of course, both the games he was phenomenal despite the results. But there's another thing now that draws our attention, Cobus, Mohammad Wasim. Now, both the games he was there stranded till the end. You got to feel for him. He would want to redeem himself now.
Yes, I think it's a nature. It's a bit the nature of the beast when you play these World Cup games. They coming, you don't have much time in between games. But I'm sure this Pakistan team tonight, as Stuart rightly said, they'll it's a make or break for Pakistan, and they are a good team. They both their games they lost off the last ball, so it's not that they got a hiding anywhere or that they're in really bad form. It could have gone either way. And I think for him also tonight, for all the players in the Pakistan side tonight, I believe we're going to see a different Pakistan side tonight, and they're going to come very hard at the Dutch. And that's why I'm even more surprised that Holland decided to bat first. But he will definitely be out to put his hand up and show that he's there tonight, that he's going to make an impression on this game, that he's going to make a difference.
Mm. Indeed, he did take on the challenge, bowling the last over against India. Mohammad Nawaz, 16 runs to defend, and then again was batting till the end in the previous game against Zimbabwe. Pakistan fell short by 1 run, but they would want to wipe off all of those memories as they head into this clash against the Netherlands. A crucial encounter in Group 2 as far as Pakistan's fortunes are concerned. We'll be back after this clash. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining and sharing your thoughts with us. We'll be back after this clash and also build up to the game that India and South Africa would be playing as of now. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.